Well, hello, welcome back. I almost forgot that I pressed record. I was like, did I press record? I decidedly did. Welcome. We are in Dodge City currently. Can you tell what we have? It's scaffolding. And we are going to Alliance, which is a new city. And I believe if all goes well... Uh-oh. We are going to be going to Alliance, which is a new city, and I think we'll hit one other new city on the way there. Do I remember which one is? Goodness, no, but that is fine. We are simply out here to vibe and live our best life. Are we gonna get a ticket right away? Mayhaps. Can't believe I just realized I have over 500k. Here's the thing. I mean, I have over 560k. I tend not to take trips. Like, I have a full mentality of I don't get out of bed for less than $8,000 or whatever when it comes to trucking. However, here's the thing. With me trying to uncover smaller cities, cities that I don't have, like, I just need to be okay with doing like the $400 or the $4,000 4-hour trip or the $1,000. There was a trip that I contemplated doing which would have got me, I think, one city, but it was only like $1,300. I was like, not worth it. Because here's the thing. If I get like a big speeding ticket or if I crash a car's $900 out of the way. But I do need to look at the reality of the fact that I have almost $600,000. So like, it's okay if I lose like $40,000 on a trip. Not ideal, but okay. Oh my goodness. Can you guys believe it is November? So I'm recording this November 5th. Technically, I'd still call it November 4th because it's only 1 a.m. We just had daylight savings. Fortunately, it didn't mess me up too much, but I was recording Saturday last week. I was recording for an hour at the time where it changed. So after I finished recording, I'm like, did the time change or didn't it change? And I was very confused until I went to the kitchen. And the whatchamacallit, the oven or the stove was an hour ahead. I was like, okay, so it did go, because I don't know, because like everything goes, you know, my watch goes, my phone goes, etc. So I wasn't sure. But what was that on the side of the road? Maybe just logs. But yeah, it's November, which means like Christmas is coming up soon. I want to make some stuff for Christmas, but I like, am I gonna have the time is the question. Also, like, if I want to make stuff for the littles, I have to sneakily do that while they're at school and then like make sure it's all packed up before they get home. I kind of want to make them pajamas. I don't know why I'm whispering. They're sleeping. I kind of want to make them pajamas. And my embroidery machine, or I talked about it like 2 ATSs ago, but I got my serger service, so we just have to pick it up. But a serger makes making clothes so much easier, just with with not having to zigzag over the edge or like use an overlocking foot, etc. So like, I'm like, world's my oyster. And I have fabric that I bought for them forever ago for dresses, so I could definitely make those, because I think I even have did I print the patterns is the question. Am I gonna get a ticket? Let's go, ticket. But I found like some pajama ones that I think would be cute. They drive me nuts. They sleep in their clothes, and it's because Azurite sleeps in his clothes, and he always has. He doesn't change the pajamas, and so they will either sleep in their clothes that they wore all day, which is so gross. Like, I barely even get like climb on top of my bed in the clothes that I've worn out of the house, you know. Or if they have like a shower, they like get dressed in their clothes the next day and they sleep in them. And I'm like, put your pajamas. So that's my current thing that I'm working on. But I figure like if I make them cute pajamas, I could go there. I know one of them asked me for a bucket hat, although I did make, I made baby B a bucket hat. And so, and so I don't know if I'd make baby A bucket hat for Christmas, but you know. So yeah, no, I'm really excited to have my serger working. I bought myself some really cute fabric forever ago, and depending on how much I have of it, I might use some of it to make something for baby A, because it's got foxes on it and she likes foxes. But I got her like a green tie-dye, because when I bought this fabric like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago probably, it might have even been before. No, I think it's about 2 years ago. When I bought it 2 years ago, she was super into green, and I think she still likes green. I just don't think she likes it as much. And then the other one is dinosaurs, except the only issue with that is it's dinosaurs and it's cute, but it's like, it's got like some holes in it. So I need to like find a fabric to go underneath of it, or like double up on it, because we want to be modest. We don't want to be flashing people. Oh my goodness. I saw this thing on TikTok. It was, I don't remember the exact wording, but it was like, I'd say she's like preteen to teenager or whatever, going to school. And every day before school, her dad would make her like do this and then like bend down. And as she was doing this, she's like, modest enough to wear in public, tight enough to know you're a woman, is what her father would say to her. And I'm like, excuse me? That is not appropriate in any, it doesn't matter even if she's like 30, that's not appropriate. And like, a lot of the comments didn't pass the vibe check on that. A lot of the comments were like, yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you should not be looking at your daughter in that way at all. So I was like, kind of horrified. But anyways, modesty, I think, is important, especially for younger. See what I mean about losing money? Like, you know, you don't want to go to school and be showing stuff off. For Halloween, one of the littles was Ghostface, and she wanted to wear tights underneath of her outfit. But like, if you know tights, you know that tights are see-through, especially when they get tighter. And I think these tights were a little bit small for her too. And I'm like, girl, you gotta wear like some shorts underneath of that, because otherwise, if you're running around, things are gonna be showing. And she was disappointed. And then I think she just wore black pants, which is fine too. But yeah, I was just like, no, we don't want that, because I had to get up and do hair that morning. It was a good time. I guess. Okay, I didn't get to sleep until like pretty late last night. It was like 4 a.m. Whereas I usually have been going to sleep. My goal has been to get into bed by 2 at the latest, and then like read a chapter or two, which I didn't do at all this weekend because I was kind of a mess. And then like go to sleep at like 3. That's a cop. Can't write me a ticket if, oh shoot. Can't write me a ticket if they crash. God, go back. Stop overcorrecting. Help. Anyway, okay, we're good. Anyways, I didn't get sleep till like 4 last night, and then I had to be up this morning for the plumber to show up, who did show up on time. But I was up at like 8:30, and I guess one of the littles, baby B, was like, can Keeper do my hair? And he was like, not this morning. Please let her sleep. And I'm like, girl, in all honesty, you are getting about to that age where you should be starting to learn to do your hair on your own. I never really learned how to do my hair because like my mom didn't really do hair. And so like it wasn't until like maybe 10 years ago when I like was like, I'm gonna learn how to French braid. And it was a whole process. I started with, I would braid from here down, but I would only take from the front. So I was only taking from one side. I did that bunch until it got better. Oh God, I gotta sneeze. Oh, train. So I would do that for a while until I got used to that. And then I like started to try, and I could only do one side for the longest time, French braid. And like finally I got it. It's still this side. There's still usually like a little bubble that I don't love. But it's not like the end of the world. And I feel confident in doing it on myself. Could I do it on somebody else? Probably not. Can I do regular braids? Yeah, and I've always been able to do regular braids. But like I said, I think they're like 8. They're kind of getting to the point where it's like, time to start doing your own hair. They now brush their own hair, and they do it pretty well. That's been like within the last like couple months. Because it'd be like brushed hair. It's awful. I got blow my nose 1 sec. I gotta mute myself. The steering wheel is so nice for blowing one's nose while driving. I could have never done this before on with a controller, because I would try and I would constantly crash. So big fan. But yeah, I like remember like even in like middle school, the only thing I could really confidently do was a ponytail. And then like I'd also like sometimes like twist my hair and like make it into like a bun, but then you'd have like 40 bobby pins to keep it in because I have a lot of hair. But yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy to like go from, I always say like I basically went from being single because I was in a long distance relationship, so I was very much not single, but physically I was single for like most of the time, right? And it's so wild to go from that to then you move, and now not only are you living with your partner, and you become a wife real quick, but also you're a stepmom all of a sudden to 8-year-olds. You know, there wasn't like, I feel like if you birth a kid, or if you I was gonna say if you get a kid, if you adopt a kid or whatever from a baby, you get like all these stages and you're not just coming in the middle, so you like kind of like build patterns and habits and stuff. And so it's absolutely wild. And like of course I've known them for multiple years now, but like it's definitely a different thing living down here, so it's been interesting for sure. But I think we're mostly out of the growing pains. I will say, are we out of my emotional struggles? No, I cried last week multiple times. But you know what? We were going strong. We almost got through the whole month of October without crying. So, you know, we're going to chalk that up as a win. It's like, I like just have such a hard time. Like if I get like frustrated with Azurite or stuff and like I want to like complain about things, and then I feel like I don't have that right to complain because I can't work, and so like the least I can do is do everything in the house, which then I get burnt out and I get bitter about, but then I don't say anything because I'm like, well, that's not fair because oh my god, that was very expensive because he's working, you know. So like I have like a whole hard time with this. I hate, and even though like he will tell me a million times over I'm not a inconvenience or a burden, my brain is like, girl, you an inconvenience and a burden. So yeah, so that's usually what I'm having like a little meltdown about. I did cry because I think we were talking about going up to visit Canada eventually, like when I'm able to. And Azurite said, you know, it's been a while. Not gonna cry. And I was like, yeah, it really sucked because at Thanksgiving, my family from Australia, who like we only ever see every like couple years, had come up and I couldn't go. You know, I couldn't go visit them, which sucks. But like, you know, there'll be another time and stuff and whatnot. But you know, it was sucks. So I was like, have we discovered McCook before? Or is this a new city? Because I think we were supposed to potentially discover 2 new cities. So hopefully McCook is one of them. Also, amazing name. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Yes! McCook, I feel like I would have known if we discovered this before, because I would have made the same stupid comment that I just did now. Okay, we're gonna go down here. Oh shoot, we can go. We got the green arrow. You know, one thing I've noticed, and now I'm like questioning everything in life, but I feel like in Canada, okay, if you're crossing the street, and I've only noticed this I think recently because I've walked a few places. If you're crossing the street, you've got like the post here, and if you're going this way, you hit the button on this side to go this way, and you hit the button on that side to go that way. In the States, it's opposite. So like if I want to cross the street over here, I hit the button on this side. And I'm pretty sure that's different from what I'm used to. But like I said, like I assume it's different because it feels so unnatural for me to do, and I really have to check to make sure I'm pressing the right button. Because like I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. Because like I said, in the last part, I was talking about how I was volunteered today, or maybe it was the one before. It was I volunteered today, and it was like super boring. So I took myself on a little walk around the block. I actually had to go. I had to go to the bank the other day when I was volunteering in the store because you're not allowed to have $20 bills in the till. They want like tens the most, and you only keep like $100 because like it's not busy ever, really. And so the volunteers was like, hey, can you go to the bank? I'm like, I've never been. I like, what do I do? Like, I read about it in the pamphlet, so I like go over and I'm like, here's a set of doors. No, they were just locked doors, like big like double doors, just locked, couldn't go through them. So then I had to find the entrance, which was like a single door on the other side of the building. It was so weird. And it ended up being fine, but I took a little walk. I took a little walk that day, but then today I like literally just meandered. I like did everything. I took out the garbage, and then I took out the garbage again because there was like a U.S. postal bin, there was a tote, and then there was like a crate. And I asked Mr. History, I was like, what should I do with those? He's like, just throw them all out. And I'm like, I don't think I should throw out that U.S. postal thing because like that feels like a thing. But when I'd been taking out the garbage earlier, I'd seen one in like the circulation area in the back where they like courier stuff to other libraries and stuff. And so there's somebody working with him like, hey, I have a question for you. Oh god, what is that? Oh, why? I was like, I have this and I was told to make it disappear, can I put it with yours? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, good. Because I was like, I don't want to make this disappear in the garbage because I feel like that's wrong. Also, I was thinking like right now the US government is on shutdown, which baffles me. So oh shoot, we're going through it, we ain't stopping. Which absolutely baffles me. Like, I don't understand how you can just be like, we can't run. Suck it. Like, people being able to get paid for their work should not be a political thing. But anyways, I was like, post people probably aren't getting paid, and that sucks for them. And like, because I know, like, I don't think they can strike. Is the thing, because like, you know, essential service. You know what? Figure it out. You know what? Shut up. I'll figure it out. So like, cause I don't think they can strike. Like in Canada Post can strike, and they have struck. They've struck like struck. Oh. Anyways, like 3 times in the last like 2 years. And that sucks. And like, especially, but like they can strike, their union pays them. I mean, obviously they don't get as much as they normally would. I don't believe it's like a stipend. But they aren't told that they have to go work their normal shift and they'll get paid eventually, probably. So yeah, it's baffling to me. Like, anyways. It just sucks too for them because like, besides the fact that like, I'm assuming going into the busiest part of the year because of you know, Christmas holidays and stuff going up, besides that, which sucks probably already, they also probably can't afford food. Just wild. Like, anyways, it's baffling. It's so interesting. So much of down here is just absolutely so different, and it's so intriguing. I learn new stuff, I feel, every day. And like, that's coming from someone who like lived in just north of the state. It's like sharing a border. Like, I lived in Vancouver for many years, which was just a couple hours from Washington, right? Washington State, obviously. And so like, it's so crazy to me that like there's so much culture shock, and there's so much stuff that I didn't know. Which is wild. Like, oh, today I found a TikTok. So Azure used to work in a pharmacy like forever ago. And there's so much stuff that I'll be like, oh, is this here? And it doesn't exist. And we whatchamacallit, I saw this TikTok, and it was this pharmacist from the States who went to Canada went to, I think, a superstore and was like looking at the over-the-counter stuff that you can get there. And so much of that stuff, he's like, you can't get this level of dose without a prescription. You can't get this without a prescription. This doesn't exist. You can't get this. And it's just so crazy to me. And like the fact that like there's stuff that's like we can just take off the shelf that like they can't get without prescription is insane. Like, yeah, anyways, it's so interesting. And like for me, like one of the things, like just cash in general. I mean, I know pennies are disappearing and Canada hasn't had pennies for a while. So like that's nice. But even just like no toonies and loonies and $1 bills instead. That's completely different from what I'm used to. And so like working in the store, definitely something I had to get used to. But you know what? It's probably helped the brain a bit. One of the biggest culture shock things that I had, it was when I was visiting my friend in Florida, and just billboards for hospitals. Like, we give the best care in town. Come to us. In Canada, you know what your signage is for the hospital? I don't even care. I'm just taking the ticket at this point. Hey, I didn't take a ticket. Your signage is just a green sign, at least where I was, with a white H on it and an arrow pointing in the direction of the hospital. Because like you get the same amount of care, you just got to go to the hospital and it's free. Wild times. I don't understand why healthcare just can't be free. You know, enough taxes are paid to do that. But anyways, we're gonna go this way. Poorly. I took that corner way too soon. I was too busy being passionate about healthcare. It's fine. I saw, where was it? Oh, in LA. I saw that instead of like building a big housing complex, they're making like tiny homes for unhoused people, which I think is fantastic, because like that's the thing, like having stability is so important, because you're never going to get off the streets without having, like, you can't get a job if you don't have an address so many times. So like I'm so passionate about so many things, and it's so funny because obviously me and Azurite have had very different upbringings. Like, I'm someone who is very passionate about social programs, and I think they're super important. And so like the perspectives that we have on things is just so vastly different. And like obviously like it's probably different down here for many reasons. But yeah, no, it's so interesting to be like how the different approaches that we take when we talk about subjects like unhoused people and, you know, addiction and all that kind of stuff. So because like I'm someone who I'm like, yeah, obviously there's people who are willingly unhoused. They don't want to stick within those confines, and that's okay. And there are people that they're like, you know what, life sucks, I do in fact want to do the drugs. But there's also so many people that is not the case, and they need those supports in order to, you know, get out of those situations. And I think it's very important for society as a whole to provide those, just like with healthcare. Like, I will gladly pay taxes and gladly pay for healthcare, because in BC for the longest time you did have to pay for your healthcare. It was like, I think for me, like single and poor, it was like $20 a month, maybe 35 at one point. And even if I never go to the doctor, I'm so happy to know that that money is going somewhere to help, say, like someone's grandpa afford medication, or someone get cancer treatment and stuff like that, right? Like, yeah, without a doubt, 100%. And maybe it's also because I'm like super empathetic, but yeah, I don't know. I just care about people, okay? Sue me. But yeah, so it's just so interesting to see like the different perspectives of people. I will say, like, the people that I volunteer with, who are like predominantly an older generation, they're also like open-minded and stuff. And I think that comes with the territory. Like, they're very well read. You don't work in like a library, bookstore, or volunteer there just because like they already have like a social like they a social serving, I don't know the proper way to put that, you know. And so, you know, they're all really like you can have those hard conversations with them, and like they're very liberal, which I too am very liberal. And so it's been nice. It's definitely my people there, which is nice. There, I haven't come across anyone, customer or otherwise, that I'm like, this is a trash human, which is nice. There was an incident the other day on Saturday when I was volunteering, and there was like a group of guys hanging out together, and security was right by them. I'm like, what the heck? I guess the one guy just like dropped his bike and like his bags in the there's like an atrium area, I guess is what I call it, lobby, I don't know. Just dropped it, was like trying to go out a different door, and they're like, sir, your stuff, sir, your stuff. I also think there was like a bomb threat a couple weeks ago, except they really truly brought the top police dog. It was a puppy. I thought it was a wiener dog when I first saw it, but it was a German Shepherd. It was just a puppy. But yeah, so that's been it's been so interesting. It's been so neat. Like, I'm someone who truly likes constantly learning and stuff. I have a background in history, education wise, and also a lot of political sciences, and indigenous studies and stuff. So like, you know, I'm trying to think like when I can eventually work, like what I would like to do. I think like working at the library would be something I'd really enjoy. Again, those people are my vibe. And like, I haven't had much interaction with people in the library because the volunteering bookstore thing is a separate entity from that. Like, they're housed together, but they're completely separate things. But the people who I have talked to have been very lovely. One thing. Cultural differences. Okay, here's one thing that I've noticed. In Canada, if you see someone, cashier, whatever, could be anybody, you go, oh, hey, how are you doing? And they go, I'm fine, thanks. How are you? And then you say, oh, I'm good, thank you. Hey, we discovered a thing. That's two. Oh, we only have one more in the Cornhusker state. And even if you don't care at all how they're doing, you still ask because it's the polite thing to do. They don't do that down here. You go, oh, hey, how are you today? And they go, I'm good. End of conversation. It's wild to me. It's absolutely wild because, like, I can never. You gotta ask people how they are. So that's one thing, like, that I really recently noticed. I'm like, I ask all these people how they're doing. Today, somebody asked me how they were, or how I was, but it's because they asked me first. And then I said, oh, I'm good, thanks. How are you? And they're like, oh, I'm okay, which I think I threw them off. But yeah, like, it's such a thing. Like, in Canada, like, doesn't matter if you don't care about this person at all, you're never gonna see them again. You still ask them how they are. Okay, we should be able to do this. So yeah, that's definitely, like I said, that's one of the things that I've been like, I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna force them to. They'll never ask me. Can we get in here? I think we can. There we go. But yeah, so interesting things I've noticed. We just went on full on tangents today, but that is okay. We still did excellent, even though we lost a significant amount of money in fines. But we still made $4,500 and discovered 2 new cities. Like I said, we only have one more. I wonder if I can go. Oh, hello. What is the Cornhusker state? Which is a great question. Is this no, where were we? Anyways, Utah, we're almost done. Idaho, we're getting close. Montana, not so much. Wyoming. Where did we just go to? Came from Dodge City. I don't even know where we were. Anyway, Texas is getting close. We're getting close, but then like you look over here, nothing along here. So anyways, we'll get there eventually. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a most amazing, fantastic, wonderful existence, whatever time it is. Do make sure you subscribe because we have ATS or ETS. We need to break that out soon because it's been a while. Every Monday. Game playthroughs Tuesdays and Thursdays, and demos on the weekend, and shorts when I remember to post them. You can also come over to twitch.tv/KeeperCGC for good times live there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.